Last Sunday we began a new series, and in the first week we were looking at how generosity unlocks the blessing. So we saw that blessing, when that word is used in Hebrew, has actually two connotations. So the word tells us that we bless God, and when we bless God, that word means that we give God all honour. We kneel before him in adoration. But when that word is used in relation to us, when God blesses us, it means that we benefit from God. So we looked at what generosity is all about and how a generous spirit actually unlocks blessing in kingdom economy. And the kingdom economy is different from our natural economy. And we looked at how Paul in 2 Corinthians 9 actually unpacked and shows us the cycle of generosity that he experienced in the Corinthian church, and how the church actually gave and supported Paul, and how ultimately they gave thanks to God, and how ultimately the mother church in Jerusalem gave prayer to God and blessed God because of the generosity. We saw that a person who has a generous spirit is generous in every aspect of their lives. They're generous financially, but also generous with the time, the talents, the giftings that God has given to be used for his kingdom purposes, because we saw that everything comes from God, that God by his very nature is generous because he gave us his very life. He breathed his very life to Adam and Eve in the garden, and everything that we have comes from him. So it's a natural response of our heart to want to give, and to give to his kingdom purposes out of our heart response of love for God. So we saw also that the release of generosity actually is a spiritual thing, and it's a whole of lifestyle, and it's something that we do not because we're coerced, not because we're forced, but because there's a love response to God. So this week, why don't we just release generosity into the lives of people around us? Just find a couple of people and just release into their life what God has given to you. It may be finances, it may be a word of encouragement, it may be anything that God lays on your heart. So have a great week.